Thanks to advanced technologies, new innovations are being delivered at a faster pace, from gene editing to self-driving cars to flying robots and even reusable rockets. But there's one technology that's the father of all, and that's artificial intelligence, which is already changing our lives in a fundamental way. Now, not only can we invest in the best AI companies on the planet, but many of their stocks are down by 25% or more over the last year, making now a great time to grab this opportunity. So in this video, we're going to go over some of the latest investing research on AI and show you some of the companies that are dominating this multi-trillion-dollar market right now. So let's get right into it. Now, when it comes to covering big technology breakthroughs and the big investing opportunities that come with them, nobody does this job better than ARK. Some time back, ARK Invest released their Big Ideas Report for 2023. And as always, AI sits at the center of everything they cover. Now let's quickly go over the massive market opportunities that are being unlocked by AI. The reason that AI is always at the center of ARK Invest research is because of something called the convergence. Now, the convergence is this idea that advanced technologies are overlapping more and more. Consider artificial intelligence as the most important catalyst, and its velocity cascades through all other technologies. Now, as artificial intelligence gets faster and cheaper to program robots and sequence the human genome and optimize battery designs and teach a car to drive itself, there are also feedback loops here. Now, banks are using AI to price risks and set interest rates for loans, pharmaceutical companies are using AI to discover drugs, and robotics companies are using AI to go back in time and trigger a robot apocalypse. Robotics companies are using AI to optimize production lines and be more friendly to humans, while media companies are using it to recommend music and movies and so on. But because these are all applications of AI, a breakthrough in any one of these areas can have a big ripple effect on them. And all the latest breakthrough in AI is the widespread adoption of generative AI, prompted by short text generative. AI models can produce images, code, text, audio, and video. In less than 1 year, dozens of generative AI projects have created models that progress from grainy images to high-quality 3D models and videos. This is going to disrupt the exact fields that we thought AI would never disrupt: the creative arts. Something that would take 5 hours for a human to do can now be done in under a minute for almost 2,000 times cheaper. Think about how that's going to disrupt nearly every industry, from advertising to product design. But this isn't just about generating art. For example, what if you could automatically redo the dialogue and mouth movements of any video clip to make it available in multiple languages at multiple maturity rating? Now AI will be able to help every project generate bigger returns from bigger audiences. Or what about a dedicated coding assistant? There is a lot more to writing code than just writing code. Coding assistants like Copilot can set up directories, repositories and environments, write documentation, define functions and interfaces, and translate between coding languages, and a lot more. AI coding assistants are already cutting programming time in half for software engineers. Not in the future, but today. By 2023, they could increase the output of software engineers by tenfold. So AI might not take your job in the future, but somebody who knows how to use AI definitely will. Speaking of which, let's talk about ChatGPT, which was unveiled to the public a few weeks back. ChatGPT uses natural language processing to analyze a user's query and generate a highly relevant response in just a few seconds. No pages and pages of search results, and of course, no ads. Today it costs around 1 cent per query to run ChatGPT, which means it can't really compete with Google search in terms of scale, but by 2030, the cost should be low enough that ChatGPT-style applications can be deployed at the same scale as things like Google and Wikipedia. So what can ChatGPT do for investors and entrepreneurs that a Google search simply can't? OpenAI's tools can take you from a blank page to a business concept that's good enough to actually make decisions with tools like creating a business's website or email campaign or a set of advertisements where ChatGPT generates the text and DALL-E 2 generates the imagery in just a few hours. It's no wonder that Microsoft invested over $10 billion into OpenAI to have a 49% stake in the company. Now OpenAI is still a private company, so you can't just go out and buy their shares on the stock market. All right, now getting back to the point where being able to tell the difference between disruptors and the companies being disrupted can give you a big advantage as an investor. ChatGPT's productive answers versus Google search results is just one example. But wait, Google has virtually unlimited resources, and they index the entire internet all the time. So can't they just come out with their own version of ChatGPT? Well, here's the thing. AI software and hardware costs are declining at a whopping 70% every year, which means even small businesses will be able to afford the software and the hardware needed to build these kinds of tools by the end of this decade. It means that the winning AI companies of the future won't necessarily be the ones with the best infrastructure or the most money. They'll be the ones with unique data that lets them train these AI models in ways that their competitors can't. What OpenAI is doing by releasing their tools to the public is building up their data advantage. People are using ChatGPT, DALL-E, and Codex in completely different ways than how they use Google services, and OpenAI is capturing that proprietary data. That data lets them build and train better interfaces, quick queries, and AI models than their competitors, which should give their products and services an edge in the market, which in turn would give them more customers. Then those customers would generate more data, which the company would then use to build and train better AI models, and so the cycle continues. That's why most markets with AI-based services end up being winners. And according to Allied Research, the global artificial intelligence market is projected to reach almost $1.6 trillion by the end of 2023. That's a market worth identifying winners in. But OpenAI isn't the only winner. Co-founded by Elon Musk, another AI company with tons of data that no one else has is Tesla. That's one of the main reasons it's ARK invests bigger holdings. Today, Tesla has around 4 million cars on the road, equipped with the cameras and sensors required for full self-driving. That's billions of miles driven, tens of millions of which are driven on autopilot or on full self-driving beta. All that data, the frames and the labels from every camera, the readings from all the in-car sensors, every human input and disengagement, they all go back to Tesla to help train their self-driving AI. That means that every time a Tesla owner goes for a drive, they're increasing Tesla's data advantage. And because they have so many cars already collecting data, they use that data to retrain their self-driving AI to handle each specific case better and better. That's not something any of Tesla's competitors can really do right now. And Tesla has a lot of potential ways to leverage all that unique data beyond self-driving itself. Tesla's Dojo program could offer AI training as a cloud service to other automakers, or they could use that data to customize insurance prices for every Tesla owner based on how safe they drive and what the cameras are seeing. Or they can use that data to improve their photorealistic simulator by including more realistic pedestrian movements and traffic patterns in different weather and lighting conditions. So Tesla is a perfect example of the power and optionality that comes with having data that nobody else does. Another perfect example of this is Amazon, because all the data they collect is unique to their ecosystem. Amazon.com provides them with unique shopping and behavior data, including how people compare similar products and which features end up being the most important to making a sale. So what about Amazon's Alexa devices? People can use Alexa for everything from searching the internet, setting appointments, and sending emails, all the way to playing movies, ordering food, and controlling other smart home devices. Now, recommending things based on what similar people enjoy is called collaborative filtering, which is one way that companies like Netflix and Spotify already recommend content today. But thanks to Alexa, Amazon could use completely different data to make more personal recommendations and start owning more of every market that they can do this in. If they rolled something like that out under Amazon Prime, it would really blow every other subscription service out of the water. All right, hopefully this episode helped you understand how artificial intelligence will impact virtually every product and service that we use, just like smartphones did, and the internet did before that. And now you know that the market winners won't necessarily be the biggest companies or the richest. They'll be the ones with unique data that results in specialized AI models that you can't find anywhere else. For Amazon, that could mean using all the data that it has about you to make better recommendations based on your current purchase intent. For Tesla, it could mean cheaper and safer self-driving cars than any other automaker can produce. And for OpenAI, it could mean saving people the most time and the most money by generating the answer instead of searching for it. We'll see you guys soon.